And there's this one site where it's these two hoodies that I'm wanting to get, and it's exactly like that.
Oh, really?
Black with that colour, yeah, but just different.
Is it Sheen?
Nah.
Oh, I love that site.
Now the reason why it's stayed in the shopping cart is it's one of those like stores where a hoodie doesn't cost less than $120, $140.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right? So then, and then they have a 2 for yada yada sale. I think it's 2 for, I don't know, let's call it 2 for $250.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, they're so cool though. Like, it's like that. So do you blacklight it in here?
They were $10.
From where?
Sheen.
From fucking Sheen.
Yeah.
So from the moment you ordered it to arrival, how long did it take?
Less than a week.
That's for people out there who like, you know.
I know, I ordered a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like heaps of stuff.
Because people seem to think it takes months because it's like, it's way over and...
Nah.
So there you go, like it only took you a week. And you paid Sheen prices for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 3 of those. I got that little roach holder as a gift. I don't do that myself. And a few other, like we bought stuff.
So what for all this like
stuff, and it was $50.
Like glow in the darky sort of stuff here. Did you invest in a blacklight off a Sheen?
Yeah, but you see the thing is, so you know how like you know how like you and I used to like light bulbs, and they're like 100 watt, 80 watt, and you knew like a 40 was good for a lamp, 60 in the loo, 100 in the lounge sort of thing. Well, of course now they're LEDs, and so the wattage is all up for shit. So we bought one, and it is right there next to me. And then we were like, it doesn't fucking glow much. And then Jen goes, show me the description. And she's like, it's 5 watt. I was like, I don't know the shit. That could be a lot for
it's
LEDs.
For a shoebox, dog.
Yeah, it is. So, like, the only way we can make these really fucking shine is we turn it on and you have to hold it right up to the fucking thing. So we'll
so relaxing while you stand against the wall with the little black light.
Yeah.
I thought, like... Plus, to be honest with you, I don't know if this area of the world is where I'd want to shine a black light. I don't know what's going on in here. I don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah. Nah, fuck no.
People be outside of the fucking shed going, Aurora Borealis. It's in that shed. It's how bright it is. It will look like the old Galaxy Entertainment from downtown in here. It will look like Pizza Planet on Toy Story.
Pizza Planet?
Yep.
So, I had this dream the other night, funnily enough, that... I had rewatched that episode of It's Always Sunny where they go to the pizza place from when they were kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's meant to be like a Chuck E. Cheese sort of lots of video, like Pizza Palace and fucking in Toy Story, eh? And then, like, I think I watched it just before I went to bed, and I had a dream that I had opened a bar, like a full-on bar, but it had, like, everything was made for, like, kids' attractions, but made for adults. So like they had a ball pit, but it was really fucking deep. Do you know what I mean? Like it was adult sized ball pit, and it had like bouncy castles, but they were adult sized bouncy castles. So even fat fucks like me could get on and have a jump. You know what I mean? Like they're like 1,000 kilos could hold. They could hold.
So do you remember the old Macca's playgrounds? You know, the space ones with the ball pit and stuff. Imagine that, but yeah, like you said, an adult-sized version of that. So how big those slides would be, man?
Oh, that would be amazing.
I don't think you'll find many parks from the 80s around anymore. They've all been safe, like they were hazardous as fuck back then. Like you know, there were these structures. They were like 3 stories tall, and they're just a precarious pole. Or like bottle was a red hot, like sizzling slide. It was like a grill in the summer.
Do you remember the McDonald's here? You must. And it had the grimace.
Of course.
That was
the shaking
so
thing.
Dangerous. I was thinking about that a little while ago, and I was like, I was describing it to my daughter, and I was like, imagine if you will, you're in a like a cage with hardcore steel like bars coming down, right? metal floor, and it's on springs going back and forth, just whipping you into the bars.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. I was like, that was at McDonald's. She's like, get out of here. I was like, nope.
Yeah, because once you started like getting it shaking,
It would really go.
and these grimace things were what, about 12 feet high,
Yeah.
and there was like these bars on each side and just this little platform, and you start shaking it, and then it's this like 200 kilo, 300 kilo fucking big plastic
Hardcore.
grimace with
Hardcore,
steel
yeah.
bars. Now it's like going back and forth, but you can't stop it, and then you have to try and like maneuver yourself off the platform and jump off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to.
And then they had the merry-go-round, but that was all metal as well.
It was all
remember?
inside, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
And if you bailed, you'd smash into the wall,
Yeah, or someone's fucking table.
or you'd like go rolling into those glass foyer bits.
Yes,
That
right.
overlooked the square.
Overlooked the square, yeah, they were cool. I also remember they had those seats. You sat on they had that giant tree, remember? And you could sit around it. And it had like those hamburger seats and
Hey
shit.
man, I had like I don't know, I want to say my 6th birthday there, maybe 5th
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. I think I had
upstairs.
a birthday there, yeah. I think everyone had a birthday there at least once.
Got face painted, got my photo taken in the Quarter Pounder jail.
You got to go make an ice cream.
Got to make an ice cream.
Yeah.
Ronald was always busy with other errands.
Ronald was always jerking some other guy out.
Yeah, wearing a size 38 fucking feet. He's fucking. Why did it all? I don't know. Did Sideshow Bob? He actually had long feet, eh?
Yeah.
He didn't wear like big.
Yeah, Krusty had normal feet.
Yeah. So what the fuck is that? Like, it's like my brother's size. I think 15.
Jesus.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is his feet are so skinny, G. Like they're all like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like what's just like skinny and like
Long.
Yeah, dude. It's
Which
like
is weird because he's really tall.
yeah, but
So you expect him to have bigger feet.
like so I've got like flat coconut feet. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Like flat feet. And he has like high arches of skinny ass. But when you get to size 15, it comes at a certain width, dude. Like, and he just swims in shoes, eh? So
Yeah.
he's just embraced the hobo life.
See,
He just doesn't care.
so I'm a size 10, right?
Yeah.
For every shoe except for Vans. Vans, I have to go 11 or 12.
Well, the slip-ons.
Yeah, because they have the width. And then it's just a little bit longer than my foot. So usually like 11 is good, but I have had to buy 12 in the past.
Yeah. And some brands are just like I remember when I was at Kelly's selling shoes, my first job, like we got taught that New Balance, they come in different widths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're measured in E, so 2E, 4E. So any like heavy set person, like they have always, more often than not, have wide feet, Maltese, Polynesian, and they just want an all-round cross trainer.
Yeah.
And they were fucking cheap. They were $120. And remember, we're commission only there. But there was also this like deal that Pat Kelly, the cunt who owned Kelly's at the time, like I think he still does, had this promotion where every New Balance like shoe you sold, like you get $2 per pair, like, and at the end of the month, how many pairs you sold, with just little. Like,
little extra.
Yeah, so I went hunting on that, and I was not. You get at the like at the end of every month, and I was selling like, oh man, I don't know, like 200 pairs, 150 pairs. That's in a month.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I was trying to tell Kiana I was trying to teach her what commission was.
Oh.
You know, because like you know the whole applying for jobs.
Yeah.
And she goes, what's OTE, Dad?
Yeah.
I'm like, on target earnings.
Yeah.
There's jobs here, but it's like 80k OTE, which means I'm like, this means you're never going to get 80k for it.
Nah.
OTE is insane.
Yeah.
On target earnings. And she goes, commission, what's that? And I'm like, it's percentage. So I was
Yeah.
teaching her what it was. She's like, what if I don't sell anything? I'm like, you don't eat, partner.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, your dad's first job at Kelly's, you know that big mall in town? She's like, yeah, you had your first job. I'm like, that was commission only.
Yeah.
And she's like, what does that mean? So you have to sell more? And I'm like, yeah. Like, so $100, you get 8%, dude. This is 2005 though.
Yeah.
But 8%. So if you $100 pair of shoes, you get $8.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to sell at least back then like $1,000
Yeah.
to make $80.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so then I became the best salesman in the world. Broke the records and stuff, man. Like, the more you sold, the more you, say less, like, upsell and everything. And then I just inadvertently, because of my lust for money, I found out I was good at sales, bro. Like, I was, so it's either in your pocket or mine, mate.
Yeah.
I plan on partying this weekend. I was clubbing at the time, you see.
You're a big clubber?
Yeah, I was a big drinker, eh?
We were talking today, actually. I went to drinks after work because we're farewelling a colleague, and we were talking about what bars, used to hit and stuff like that. And I remember before it was the Royal, we always started at the Royal. But there was a pool hall then.
Was this when it was Govies or before it was Govies?
I can't remember what it was called.
Governors.
But yeah, we used to go there to play pool. That was where the night always started.
Because that wasn't the legit, pool room. There's none of them left now. Like, that was
as close as
what would you say, 10 tables? In that hole,
yeah,
because it goes
probably.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like the old Govies. That's a good place to...
That was a good place to go and play pool and have a few drinks and all that sort of thing. And then...
Place to start, man.
Yeah, you'll just start walking around the square and shit and hitting up all the places. But, there's way less places now, eh?
Yeah, I haven't been clubbing in a fair whack of time, but I just driving around town and stuff, I'm like, where's this gone? Where's that gone?
But let me ask you, if there was a bar that had, arcade machines, a giant adult-sized blow-up shit... Giant ball pit. Would you go?
An adult size, human size crane, those crane games.
Yeah.
But it said it carries you, and you're picking up these massive giant toys.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I've seen that on something. Well, you had me at arcade games anyway.
Hell yeah! I always thought a bar with arcade games go down so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know there's no? I don't think. They may have changed it, but in the last couple of years, before I went in, so what's that, 20, when I remember my mate came in from Aussie, and he was like, let's go watch the game. And I'm like, where? And he's like, well, fuck, sports bar?
Yeah.
But he's from Melbourne?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, he used to live in Palmy. I'm like, he's like, hey, is there no icons? Or he hasn't been here in a long time. No icons? Or I was like, we don't even have a sports bar. The closer you'll get going to the Cobb, and then asking them to change the channel, and can we balance it with the music?
They usually have sports on,
but there's no designated. There's no. Why is there no sports bar? I would go to
I thought that one opposite Countdown was a sports bar.
Which one?
The one we used to play cards, where Valentine's used to be.
Oh,
isn't that a sports bar? The Willow's a sports bar.
Yeah, but there's also TAB going at the same time.
Oh yeah.
But that's as close as you'll get. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
The Willow usually has sports on.
Yeah, but there's definitely room in this town for a nice a
proper sports bar.
I couldn't fucking tell you how little I want to go to I don't know what's the new Duff place.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Victory, but
fucking I don't know. I never
Shooters.
Went to those fucking
Boom,
places.
there it is, called Shooters. Down, going there for a night, for a night out.
No. I enjoyed what I did tonight, which was there's about 8 or 10 of us.
That's great.
It was great. It was a good way to say goodbye to one of the mates, and all that sort of thing. Everyone sort of had a few drinks. I got a few jugs and stuff like that. Some nice person ordered a platter. We all had a few laughs and fucking went home.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's it, man. I'm too old to do anything
You don't want
else.
to Ricky Cribbit and just be fist pumping on the D floor at 2 in the morning.
Fuck off. I didn't want to do that when I was 18.
Wearing a fucking Superman outfit. Still posing for selfies.
Fuck.
Silly, no. That's a good way to go to Shooters on a Saturday night at 2 in the morning, and I reckon you'd feel so out of place and old.
Oh, 100%.
But then trying your best to blend in, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, I just wouldn't. I'll just leave.
That sounds like a horrible time.
Fucking horrible. Yeah.
That would be going to a 20... when I go to 21st now, that's the same feeling I get. It doesn't feel like that long ago. I had my 21st.
Yeah, I still remember mine. I had a ball.
Yeah, it was a great time, eh?
Oh, man, fucking great.
When was my 21st? 2007. Yeah. So when you say 2000, bro, when you say the year 2007,
Yeah.
the fact that it's 2000 and like,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound long ago.
Nah.
So when I say
it
my
was.
21st was in 2007, I'm like, it didn't even sound that long ago. But they like, oh, quick math. That's
That was a long
17?
time ago.
yo. That was
Well, it's fucking 19 years ago for me.
yeah. So then
Because I turned 21. I turned 40 in a month or two.
dude, that reminds me of a fucking I am that old cunt now moment. It was one of those like moments where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
not like oh, but like, oh, oh, here I am. And I had this fucking 10-minute conversation with this fella, like he was baby mum's family.
Yeah.
And I went up there. I had to like sort of go up there for 5 days at a time for about a 3-month stretch.
Yeah.
And I stayed with like her family up there, and I was talking to this cunt outside, and we're having a cigarette. For 10 minutes I was talking about September 11,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that morning and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and then I threw it to him, and he's like, oh, nah, I don't remember it, bro. Like, I wasn't born then, so...
Yeah. Fuck.
I was like, what? Yeah, I spent the last 10 minutes talking about that day.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird that I waking up and, like, the TV was on in the lounge. When the TV was never on in the morning. So I was like, what the fuck? Then going to fucking Boys High and doing the Lord's Prayer and shit.
Yeah. I got woken up in the middle of the night by my sister. And...
Middle of the night.
Oh,
When?
it was late morning. Maybe like 4 or 5?
I don't know when it, like...
It happened overnight here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so fucking she woke me up. She goes, oh, Dad just called. And I was like, okay. And she goes, he told me to tell you to turn on your TV. There's something to do with planes on. And I was like, and this was a school night. Oh, so Dad wasn't home. He'd stayed with his girlfriend. I should have said that at first. Dad had gone out to stay with his girlfriend for the night. Anyway, so he rang, who is now his wife, I think. So he rang me and he's like, yeah. So he rang my sister and said, tell her to turn the TV on.
What a world we lived in back then. Like, if something major happened in the world,
You picked up
we
the
had
phone.
limited TV, we had limited channels, but everyone had the same channels.
Oh, yeah, and so, like, I remember fucking turning it on.
So world news will be on.
and
Guaranteed, eh?
And I'm going to my sister, what the fuck he's talking about? And we didn't know. And I thought it was a movie. Like, I thought this was some sort of movie. And then after, like, 10 minutes, I'm like, I don't think this is a movie. I think this is actually happening. It was fucked up. And then my dad rang back at like 8 o'clock. He's like, oh, if you don't want to go to school, don't go to school. I was like, I literally text message on my like 3315.
Yeah, nice.
Are you going today? And he's like, yep. And I was like, fuck her, I'll go. And on the way, we stopped at a dairy to grab a drink. And we're looking at the newspaper. You know how they have the Herald, you know, at the front in Auckland. And then he's like, oh, you take a newspaper. And we're like, oh, no, we just want a drink. And he's like, no, you take for free. It's a historic day. And we're just like, okay, because it was free.
Go straight to the funny pages.
Yeah, and fucking we got to school and like, I think a third of the school didn't come.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone was like, oh, is this going to happen around the world?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew. Like, nobody knew what was going on. And there was even like, is there going to be attacks here? Is this a big thing? And there wasn't.
Yeah, I remember it only hit me when I got to school in assembly.
Yeah.
Because like I saw it when I'm waking up.
Yeah.
And I don't have, classic Kels. Like, I wasn't punctual even back then. Like, I was race against time to get to school. But I'm still looking at this, what the fuck's going on? Like, holy shit, oh, I've got a shower. And and then get to school, and then so every morning the entire school will go to the hall for assembly, and like the head prefect will come up. He'll be like, school stand, and everyone stands, and then the principal, the rector, comes on, and then like back then he was like he left that after that year to become the head of Auckland Rugby.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like Grizz Wiley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he spoke like that too, and he became like one of John Hart's like right hand So he was that kind of like leader.
Yeah.
He gave zero fucks about anything outside the school,
Yeah.
So like he got up there and did this fucking 5-minute like, he talked about what happened, blah blah blah, and then he connected it to like Boys High's origins, like just like it was like
we were funded by Muslim extremists.
like we were racist once. Like, no, don't live in fear and all that sort of. But the way I wish we could have recorded it. It was cool, man. Because he was the one that that's why, because the news, like who was it? News cameras came to the school one morning because Boys High was all over the news, like mainstream shit, where we were the only school in the country to buck the NCA system.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so I struck it lucky. That means like I got to do like the last year of a form certificate.
Oh yeah.
I was the last year, but they were like saying they were using NCA. The teachers were like, if you guys don't fucking pass, you got to come back next year, but you got to work all fucking year.
Yeah.
Because the school C was basically, the exam was pretty much be all to end all. It was like 80% of your entire.
Yeah.
So you get all that study leave.
Yeah.
And you'd cram for it, and your short-term memory was on point.
Yeah.
And smash it like. So then I got to do I got to do sixth form cert in bursary. Yeah. I was the last year.
Oh yeah.
And then Helen Clark came to the school, bro.
Oh yeah.
And she's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was real like. I don't know. They say you shouldn't. Like you've
They
met,
say don't meet your heroes.
or like even through comedy, I'm sure you've met people from the TV.
Oh, hell
and you're
yeah.
just like, what a fuckwit.
Yeah. Yep.
There's the
100%.
people that were the absolute opposite. Like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, what a sweetheart.
Oh, that's like the classic thing. Like I couldn't stand Guy Williams until I met him and he was a real cunt, and then met him again here and he was the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when did you first meet him? Like, why was he being a cunt?
That was when he was on Jono and Ben, and he was
Was it the
he was at the Classic filming something, and we were like, oh my god, he's here. It was a raw comedy night, so all new comedians, you know what I mean, like fresh new blood, young blooded comedians, and we were all like, oh my god. So everyone was like, oh, could you give me some advice? And I'd love to. And he was just like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And then when I re-met him, I told him that story. He's like, yeah, I was a jerk. He was like, I was a bit of a jerk back then. And then he's like, not to, he was like, oh, in my defense though, like when you like on that show, when he wanted to do something, he had to like produce it, direct it, like that. It was all on him to do everything. Like he would get a crew, but he would have to like write it, produce it, and all that sort of shit. So he's like, even if you weren't on camera, he's like, you were constantly doing stuff to make it work. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, and now I think he's a nice guy.
Oh, nice.
I've met others who I've always wanted to meet, and yeah, it's like cool. Brendan Lovegrove was one of them, and when I got to meet him, I was really stoked.
Yeah.
Mike Loder, because they were all the guys on Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulp Comedy, sorry.
Yeah.
They were all the Pulp Comedy guys, and it was like, so when I got to meet all them, I've actually got a really cool photo of me, Brendan Lovegrove, and
is this someone from Pulp? Is this someone from that
Pulp
show?
Comedy, yeah.
Is it someone you've said already?
No.
And is it? Sorry, can I take it to stab? Is it a male?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like I just like a shot. Hey.
The problem is I can't remember his name.
Is it? So it's not Rayburn Can.
No.
Damn.
Love to meet Rayburn Can though. I think he'll be awesome. I'd love to meet Terada as well. He was a big. I loved him growing up. I still think he's so funny.
And you had the early days of Paul Ego, Jeremy Corbett, Mike King.
I've MC'd for Paul Ego.
I met him briefly when he came. That the first time I just wanted to, even though I wasn't doing comedy at the time, like I wanted to just meet him.
Yeah.
And I remember you were in the green room with him, and I walked in, and he was just like, he stood up from that like director's chair.
Yeah.
He stood up and he just kept on going up.
He's huge,
like,
he's massive.
Holy shit! He's like, how's it going? Yeah. How are you?
Real nice guy.
Bloody talks like this,
Yeah.
The real dad's kind of voice.
Yeah.
Tall as hell, man. Like,
yeah, he
I was
is.
like,
He's
damn.
tall. Tall, but
I really
very,
wanted to
very
do
friendly.
the Stickman
It's Meat Week.
voice to him, but you know,
Yeah.
this was pre-game, whatever. But then afterwards, I got a cool photo with him actually as well. It was me. He was in the middle. Cajun is on one side and I'm on the other because Cajun just won the. That's right. Cajun just won the 2020 Newcomer of the Year award.
Oh yeah.
And the year before I won it.
Yeah.
So like we told him like when he goes, oh, so you won Newcomer of the Year award, you know?
Yeah.
Good. And he's like, yeah, and he's pointing at me and he's like, and this fella won it the year before. He's like, hey, oh, let me get a bloody photo against you guys then. And so like we took a photo, but then right before he took it, he fucking squeezed my ribs, and it looks like I'm like squinting.
Oh.
Yeah, no, who cares? He was real nice.
There are some really lovely people in comedy, eh?
Of not just comedy, but like when Coolio came to town.
Oh yeah, you got to meet him.
He was like, I don't know, like you can't judge him on that one interaction, but man, he was a dick.
Oh really?
Yeah, like he was clearly just on the hunt for female. Like if you're a male, he just didn't like just get out of my sign this, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
And there was no such thing as selfies back then. It was just sign something.
Yeah.
You know, and you know.
Yeah, that was all you kind of.
He's looking right past you, like, oh, these like female voices, and
Yeah.
And he was because I wanted to like tell him, because I was a legit fan. I still am, man. Like, but Fantastic Voyage. Have you heard? You know, like it's got this West Coast beat to it.
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh my god, yeah, like. I don't know. He was just like, he's like, yeah, man. Like, I'll see you at the show. Like pushing me away, like. And then literally was like, hey ladies. like, oh man. I saw him later on, like, only a few years ago. He was on one of those ghost hunter shows. You remember those shows? Where like
I know. I'm writing a bit about ghost hunters. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, I've just kind of got this premise of like, how isn't it like weird? You ever notice? It's one of those have you ever noticed jokes? How ghost hunters, people who are professional ghost hunters, are all American. Like only Americans would believe this bullshit. And it's like not just ghost hunters, but like Bigfoot hunters and alien hunters and that sort of thing. I was like, they're always American. I was like, you never hear a French guy being like, oh, bonjour, ghosty, le boo.
I hear footsteps. They're creaking. But you do know there was a New Zealand version, no way. And it was a lady from What Now?
Oh wow!
And some other dude, some like some model, and that blonde chick from What Now?
The blonde. Oh yeah.
You know, from later in life, yeah. But the American ones were the best ones because they they're all like the celebrity ones were even better because it's reality TV, but they're obviously hamming it up. So like, yo, I saw that move, man. I saw that move. like Bismarcky, like, you know, like, you got what I need. Like, just being all like, yeah, man, I don't believe in that shit before I came here, homie.
Did you ever notice?
But that shit's real, man. I saw that shit. Like,
it's always like
buy my album.
They have these like celebrities, but they're really pseudo celebrities. They're kind of like
Kevin Sorbos of the world.
Yeah, that kind of level. They can live. It's never like oh, we're going out ghost hunting with The Rock. Do you know what I mean? It's never that. It's never like, oh, we're gonna go Bigfoot hunting with Madonna.
Nah, not even Madonna. Shit.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. It's never like. Yeah. By the way, the comedian I was talking about from Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
the one you gave up on real quick was Benjamin Crellin. He was a great guy.
Yeah, my stab was Rabin Khan. That's right.
That was a good guess, though. I would love to meet him. Yeah. Yeah,
man.
I reckon he'd be awesome.
How have you been, dude? It's been a minute. Like, the last time I was in here was when Maggie Malone graced us with her presence. And I can hand on heart say, since we started doing this shit, whenever it was, 2021, November 2021, I'd say top 3 like all-time episodes, like in terms of reaction from people.
Just her
reaction.
story is so good.
People like I kind of not expected, but like I'm not surprised when people from the Comedy Hub like say, like even Morgan said, God, it was good to hear her voice.
Yeah.
You know, like that laugh. You know, and so people from the Comedy Hub who listen, I don't blame them for being but people that don't know Maggie from a bar of soap, you know, until that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had quite a few people like react to it. I've had also a few people like the Cuzzies rallies in Auckland put a face to a name because they know that her mum get along. So I can. So when we picked, I don't know if I told you this, bro. Like when or if I said on the last ep, but when we picked Maggie up, we being my mum and I, because mum was, you know, let's go pick her up because Maggie can't drive.
Yeah.
Like we were in the driveway and I sort of walked to the gate and I was just standing behind the gate like hey, she was like, why are you just standing there?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I look like the guy from Home Improvement? You know, like
Wilson.
Yeah. And she laughed at that. And I'm like, no, I wasn't sure of like, you know, latch or blah blah. She's like, that rope there. I'm like, yeah. Oh, you pull it. And then she opened, but then the walk from there to the car.
Yeah.
Mum was sitting in the car and saw her, and then like, Mum hadn't seen her that bad before.
Yeah.
So Mum got out of the car and walked, and then they just embraced for ages.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment, like, because then, you know, it's kind of like some people who haven't seen me in a while, and then they, especially up at the hospital, they'll walk in, and it's that like
gasp.
I didn't realise it was that bad. Like I could tell Mum reacted like that. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, it was nice. Like Maggie was.
She's just the best, eh?
Yeah, it'd be cool if she came to more comedy, but
oh yeah.
I'm
sure she comes to whatever she can.
I was trying to that whole time think of the date that was, but it's been that long since we caught up. Hey, I've been
probably since. Yeah, we did that episode almost a month ago. So actually, Fresh and Funny is probably the last time I saw you.
Fresh and Funny.
The one we're talking about earlier today, where my dad came.
Oh, yeah, man.
What
a night that was. Can we just relive that? It was you went first.
Yeah.
Morgan went at the end of the half, like before the break, and then I went last.
And can I just make the note? All three of us slayed.
And do you know what though? Like, I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
So I just said to Morgs, like, hey, is it alright if I got in the second half?
Yeah.
Just not feeling a hundy.
He's like, last.
But I'm hopeful that it feels like it's just going to kind of alleviate and go away. But I need a bit of time. And I think he said he just pretty much just switched us.
You and me.
So I
think so.
I was meant to end the half, but because I said that, and he didn't think anything of it. But when I went from, this is pretty much my first set.
Yeah.
What, in 18 months?
Yeah.
And it's like trying some new shit, and then I'm going last.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then you went out there and did fucking a superlative job.
Yeah, bang on 6 minutes.
Oh, don't give me started on timing. I suck.
Almost timed out perfect.
And then Morgan fucking
killed it.
He did so well. There was, man, it reminded me of how long it's been. Because when I started, I got to say Morgan took me under his wing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we started doing the hard yards to Hawke's Bay twice a month.
Shit,
man, just to eat shit. And it was a real good way to. It was a good way to learn.
Yeah.
It was a real good way to learn, man. But
oh wait, I think the last time I saw you was when we went to Wanganui.
But anyway, sorry, seeing Morgan do like I think it was that night when he did like a 20-30 second like ad-lib intro.
Yeah.
And then he sort of laughs out loud. He's like, I better get to my planned material now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's cool. Like, he was always quite structured with his
sets, yeah,
and his bits. But I think he's just so like comfortable within himself that seeing him,
that's good.
Just just chilling. I think that's cool. Like that's to me making that. Because it's easy for me to see because I haven't been like 1 minute I was in it deep, then I had a year off.
Yeah.
Then I came back for 6 months,
Yeah.
Then I've had 18 months off.
Yeah.
So, but like by doing so, I've seen like how people have progressed and like matured, and I guess like, and Morgan's a good example where he just like he's not scared of anything. He looks like he's just to the point where he's, like I said, like he wouldn't have done that in 2019, 2018, like ad-libbed a
to have the
30-second intro,
just
but like. Yeah, it was cool to see, man. And then
it was,
for you to do a brand new set, and anyone knows doing a brand new set can be fun.
Real
and yours was new and knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
which was great.
It all came together in the last hour before the show.
Yeah, we were messaging an hour beforehand.
And I was like, I need fucking poster paint. That was my thing. I'd go around the whole house, go looking for fucking paint.
That was cool.
Jen comes home, finds it immediately, of course, and then fucking painted some signs and shit.
And your old man was there. I finally get to meet your dad.
Yeah, he had a ball. Yeah, he had a real blast.
Did you tell Morgan about how he saved the day?
Oh yeah, I told Morgan. Yeah,
that's a cool.
We were going to leave early until Morgan went up, and then we were like, oh no, we might stay because he was so good. So, yeah, that was a real nice visit. He came for a week. That was really nice.
Yeah, I remember talking to him when we did our 24-hour potty.
Yeah,
we actually talked about this that night. I'm like, the last time we spoke was he's like, the 24-hour podcast. I'm like, but Dylan and I were delirious. That was about I think it was 8 a.m. the next morning.
It was the next morning. Yeah, we were fucking done.
So I was a bit emotional, bro, because I knew, like, I was watching you two interact.
Yeah,
it was even watching you two interact on that night. But
yeah,
I remember that podcast just choked me up. Because, like, that wasn't too far past Dad dying.
Yeah.
And I was, like, looking at it like, man, what a gift, man.
Yeah.
And I remember then that's when I started getting choked up.
Yeah.
You even, like, sort of patted me on the shoulder, like, I wasn't scared to cry or anything. But then Tyron got choked up because then his dad, I think, was early... It was early signs of dementia back then. Like, it was, well, he was quite thick in it, I think, by then. So that was really what I said sort of triggered him being like, shit, I'm about to lose my dad.
I think it was something it was quite new at the time, eh?
Yeah. So it was just a beautiful thing. Like, I remember when you guys first arrived, I'm like, I said something to your dad, like, he just looked great.
Yeah.
And I said to you, I was like, fuck, you're sitting pretty if you're going to age like this.
Yeah.
And you just turn around and snapped at me. You can't even fucking see, cunt.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a compliment, man. But you're
funny.
right. You are right.
Yeah, it was a good night, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to all jump up tomorrow night?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just coming along because I like Nathan Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we always talk about it when we see each other. Like, first of all, he's very attentive. Like, he gives me a hug. He asks me how I'm doing with my health and stuff.
Yeah.
And I still remember the night when it was one of the last times I was at Bubbles.
Yeah.
And he had this black leather jacket, like.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yes, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And I put it on, like, just because I saw it there, and I'm like, yo, actually. And then Nathan Bonnie's like, that's how I want to look whilst wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you wearing it? Like, it just doesn't really suit me. I'm like, no, I can't see it, like,
Because even I said to him, I was like, fuck, is that your jacket? He goes, yeah. I was like, that's a pretty fucking cool jacket.
That's a cool jacket.
Yeah, why is it on you, motherfucker?
I'm sure, like,
he looked pretty fucking...
Samuel L. wore that in the movie Shaft.
Yeah, he looked pretty sharp in it, though, eh?
But then I was like, can I wear it? He's like, yeah. I was like, so I just ended up, like, wearing it, and, like, Saffron was there, and, like her dad or something was... I don't know, but, like, I said to her, like, let's check the pockets, eh? I think it was, that's how it went down. And, yeah, like...
Oh, that's right, and there was all these notes in there, eh?
No, there was nothing in every pocket apart from the left chest pocket. And in that pocket, and I pulled it out in front of everyone, and did it on stage when I went up, but, like, I pulled out a condom, lube, and there was a bit of broken off tablet, and I just, like, I said it was the morning after pill. But, like... I was like, holy shit. I'm like, Saf was like, you gotta mention that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and I went up there and I just said what happened. I borrowed Nathan Bond's coat, just rummaged through the pockets, and all there was in the left chest pocket. I'm like, there was a condom and lube.
It should be a condom, lube, a comb, and half a pill.
What's that?
A comb.
Yeah, it was like crumbled up like white tablet. It's clearly like a Panadol or something.
Cocaine.
But yeah, I was just like, what is... And I'm just like, up to no good tonight there, Bondy. And he's just like, well, I came prepared, and he always tapped his chest, bro. Like...
He's a hard case guy. He's such a lovely guy.
Oh, but I'm looking forward to like... I'm not 100% if I'm going to continue or even do it as often.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've had to come to the realization that the body, as of right now, well, you're always hopeful, forever hopeful, but
totally.
For now, like the body just can't. It hurts so much.
Yeah.
It's when I say hurt, I get pancreatitis. So for anyone who's wondering how do you get random pancreatitis? Well, like my pancreatitis pain gets brought on by adrenaline, basically.
Yeah, they don't mix.
Excitement and exertion of energy as well.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you now, I don't know how the adrenaline runs through your veins when you're making your bed. It's not just that, it's exertion of energy. So having a shower, like I said, making the bed.
Yeah.
It's excruciating. So then, I don't know what it is, but that onset of adrenaline, it does something to my stomach.
Yeah.
Where it's brutal.
Yeah,
and I go through that so every time. But what supersedes amazingly that pain is just being amongst I actually feel like it's a fraternity.
Yeah.
Not just a community. It's
it's
a fraternity because
it's like a brotherhood.
Because it's so out the gate what we do.
Yeah.
You know, that I wouldn't call it a community. Like, it's more of a fraternity. Like, and I missed it.
Yeah.
And lately I've been, I don't know. I've been, every day the sun rises I feel like I've won.
Yeah.
Hearing Kiana's voice in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I've been living day by day like that, where I've gone back to like, okay, one, like, midday at a time, midday, midnight.
Yeah. Taking the shifts.
Yeah, and when I get to the morning, I'm like, I am actually like full of relief, like, and pride, which is weird to say, dude.
No, I get it.
Relief and pride, like, fuck, I made it another day.
Because you've struggled. You've gone, you've gone to the end of that block of struggle.
Yeah, and I've, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, dude. Really, it's been hard.
Yeah.
So my brother, he's now taken Messenger off. So he doesn't reply straight away.
Yeah.
And I've had nights along the last few weeks where, like, I'm sad to say, like, I'm sitting there, even though I don't have to be reminded who's around me.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there like, who do I go to? Like,
yeah.
Like, we were actually just on the brink of like having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And it's only because it's 10 p.m. You got nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing planned. Everyone's asleep that you know, like, and your day's just started.
Yeah.
And but this is like day 2.
Yeah.
Maybe day 3. It's terrifying. And then I'm like, who do
I?
You
know you got no one around for 10 hours.
Yeah, like, it's randomly like everyone's just either asleep or whatever, 10, 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I've got nothing to do. And then there's the alternative where it's like, I'm just going to come out and say it, like, it's very lonely.
Yeah.
And it's been living this lonely existence lately where I don't know, it's kind of like I'm waiting for the storm to end. But it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, dude. I'm not even keeping count deep where I've been living in this hell where I feel like I've complained enough the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, feels like I'm constantly complaining. You know, so, and sadly what that's done is it's made me just sort of put on this fake, like, smile and stuff a lot of the time. And, I don't know, when does it end?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't mean to throw this into anyone's face, but there's people out there that I feel like I can't in any way, shape or form complain about anything. Because I can see it on their face. They're waiting for me to finish talking so they can simply say, yeah, but you're alive. Yeah. Like, you should be thankful you're alive. That's such a you know. So then it's like I'm not allowed to say anything bad. Like, so like the very thought of committing suicide when I've been given this gift, it actually has, I've noticed, like, a subtle adverse effect where people are like, how fucking dare you? You just got given a new lease on life and you're gonna throw it the fuck away? Instead of, like, if you took away, like, say I was at my perfect, most optimum bill of health, mentally, physically, and people knew me as a very healthy person, and I turned around and said what I said, you wouldn't get that reaction. It would be like, oh, that's... But the fact that what I've gone through, I get it kind of... It feels like being thrown in my face. I feel like isolated. I can't talk to anyone now. And that's the spiral I've been in. It's been scary times, man.
I think the other thing people don't realise is that, oh, you should be grateful you wake up every morning. It's like, no, I actually feel quite the opposite. Like, you go through stages where you're like... Well, I don't know. I went through a stage very, very, very recently. Every morning I woke up, I was disappointed in myself that I didn't die. Do you know what I mean? And so people are like, oh, you should be grateful you're alive. It's like, actually, it's quite the opposite. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to be dead. I just don't want to be alive. So I get it.
But, you know, I've... I guess I can say with some sort of pride that... I've done it pretty much on my own, and I've done it the hardest way, man. Like days on days on days, nights on nights, and you're like, when does this end? You know,
it's not like when I'm depressed, I go to bed and I sleep.
See,
it's not like that.
It's
the complete opposite. Like, go to bed and think about it.
Well, like, fucking the three biggest luxuries in life, bro. First of all, food. Where I come from, it's like you eat it when where everyone comes from, man. Like, you eat it when you celebrate, you eat it when you're sad, you eat it when people die, people get married, when there's a 21st, when it's payday,
and you even talk about it the most. You plan it,
and I'm an emotional eater. I've always been an emotional eater. You know, always have. Like, when I was in that toxic relationship with baby mum, like, you should see the photos of me. That's why Facebook memories are like, whoa, balloon, blah blah blah. Like, I was, you know, so with my pancreatitis shit and the malnourishment, I find when I eat, I fucking, dude, Kels is still there, bro. I eat like a motherfucker. When I eat, that might not be for a day and a half. So I can't have that. And what about like a long, uninterrupted hot shower?
No.
Guilt-free?
No, your skin won't take it.
Can't handle that. Like, it's painful. But you're in and out as quick as fuck. And then, and getting into bed and having a sleep.
No.
It's kind of weird. Like, the sleep and the eating. It's kind of like I kind of go with the flow with that. Like, I don't really dictate. Like, I can't just be like, now it's time to eat. Now it's time to sleep. It's the other way around. My body will tell me, dude, like, you need to eat. So you need to.
And sometimes I've noticed you can't control when you sleep. You just do. Like the other week, you were going to come over and record. Like 7 hours later, you mentioned, sorry, bro, I fell asleep.
You know,
and I was like, oh, thank God. We were worried, Like, we were really worried.
That was the height. That was, you know, around like I said, 3 weeks ago. Like, it was bad. So I remember. So Siobhan and Jada lived together. And Jada was going to be a guest on our potty. And they don't live too far away from me. And I was going to go around, catch up with Siobhan. For a smoke. And then Jada and I were going to go from there to here.
Yeah.
And it was so like, I'll go around to their place early. So it was about 3-ish in the Arvo.
Yeah, that's right.
And I went into my room, sat on the edge of my bed to start putting shoes on.
Yeah.
And then next thing I remember, it was 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. But you two.
I thought it was pretty funny.
You two were cool though. Like you.
Oh yeah.
You understood.
I know what it is. Like I know what it is. Like when you're on day 5, I'm not going to be like, nah, you're not allowed to sleep. You fucking said.
Yeah, I met yet another physician and GP or doctor just last week.
Yeah.
Where they were like, never seen or heard of that before.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, yeah, I'm a freak, man. But I'm hoping it doesn't help with all these things going on. Doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I looked down the side of the chair.
And you got excited there was a chocolate packet there?
Yeah,
Sorry, mate.
I just saw Aero.
I had that last night. My bad.
Do you know what? Do you know what's crazy? Just before you came and pick me up, I went into Kiana's room. I'm like, babe, I'm going to hit it, told her. And she'd just come back from the shop, and she had Aero. Half of it was gone. I'm like, oh, Aero and Kit Kat.
Aero's the best, yeah.
She you have some Kit Kat, but not my Aero, because it's not much left.
Yeah.
So I've been denied Aero twice in 3 hours.
Oh, I'm really sorry, man.
No, that's cool.
What's funny is the night you guys were going to come, those blocks were full, and we finished them last night. So you're shit out of luck. They were here for you guys. And then,
honestly, Jada was cool with it too. Like,
because I messaged her.
I felt bad.
Because I messaged her.
She was waiting on me to come round.
Yeah. About 6 o'clock I messaged, and I said, because I was like, oh fuck. I messaged her and just said, hey, if you haven't left yet, dress real warm, because it can get real cold in here. And she goes, okay. And then like an hour or so later, I'm like, have you heard from Kels? She's like, nah. I was like, oh fuck, okay. I was like, let me know if you do.
Oh man, I feel bad.
Fuck, who cares?
I feel bad, but that's buzzy though, eh? Like, you're just sitting at the edge of your bed.
And just like, zoop.
Yeah. Because I was already wearing what I was wearing. I just had to put my shoes on.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about ordering the Uber.
It's a good thing you didn't order it, because it would have turned up. And you would have been asleep.
No, yeah. There was one like 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
So like the screen was on that, I was put on the floor.
Yeah.
Like I just remember bending down, putting a shoe on, and that was around 3:30, because I woke up about 10:30.
Yeah.
But it was like a snap of the fingers.
Yeah.
But then once I got hold of you two, everything was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me enjoy this moment where I kind of feel like what normal people feel like.
Yeah, refreshed.
Not quite though. It's a seedy hangover feeling, which makes sense, because if you've been up for say 2-3 days, like say a couple of days, and then you finally go to sleep, there's that initial hangover feeling. Oof. But then like you're like cool, but then the next sleep's going to be amazing, which will be pretty much back to back. Yeah. But that night, I woke up at 10:30. And then, didn't sleep for another 2 days. Yeah. So I felt seedy and hungover for 2 days. Ugh. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So when does it end? But like, I don't know. I'm here, right? So I'm good.
Oh yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but now that I think of it, I'm actually really relieved that you bought a 5-watt blue light, because I'm just thinking, like, look at all the black in here. There's gonna shine. There's gonna be some sheen. It's gonna be like the Christmas cave, the old farmer's Christmas cave, dude.
Yeah. Well, Jen likes those so much, she wants to do the whole garage in them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so we want to buy a whole bunch of different ones. I see the only thing I really like to get is a couple movie posters. I really want a Pulp Fiction one, and I don't know what else. A cool Jurassic Park one, maybe. It's cool, like my favourite movies and shit like that.
A Mount Rushmore, but like have the head for... Fuck. Bro, here you go. What's your Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmores? If you had to do a...
I really like Mount Rushmore, so I'd have to put that on it.
Well, like, if you had to have a Mount Rushmore up here, but you're only allowed 4 heads of anything, anyone... Not including family. They have to be like, you know.
So 4 like historical people.
No,
So.
what 4 motherfuckers you want on your Mount Rushmore?
But it's Mount Rushmore of what?
Of Mount Rushmores. Of
Oh,
anything.
no. Because even Mount Rushmores are Mount Rushmore of presidents.
Nah, man. Just who are the 4
Just
people?
4 people. Just 4 people. Do I get the actual heads or is it carved?
Motherfucker.
Living or dead? It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll get...
You put Crispy Noir on your...
Nah, I don't want that face looking at me.
Nah, like I'm saying you put that in your wrestling or near your wrestling one, and he's dead, so... It can be,
True. I would put... Let's see.
Just all your Mount Rushmore answers that you've ever said. Put them in a pool and grab 4 of them motherfuckers out.
4, okay. Because we've done Mount Rushmore of food, so it could be like a hamburger.
Bro, a slice of lasagna, G.
I had a great Subway today, by the way.
Oh, a good batch.
Just, it was real good.
Yeah.
I got that new pepperoni and meatball sub.
Pepperoni and meatball.
Yeah, with some sriracha and lots of gherkins.
Hey, yeah, if you want to like a...
Mount Rushmore, Mount Rushmores. Jesus. I don't know, man. Like, fucking... I guess, like, my grandfather's and, like...
Nah, it can't be anyone family.
Oh, that's right. Alright, fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nice.
He's the greatest wrestler.
Nice.
I want a musician. I want a singer or a musician or something. Can I put like one? Can one of them be like
a group
or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Beatles. I wouldn't even go as far as to say Paul McCartney, because even post Beatles, like he was still my favorite. Like of the 4, I think he still did the best stuff. Everyone's like John Lennon. I was like, yeah. Okay, so I've got Stone Cold, the Beatles. I'm gonna go. I don't want it to be a sausage fest, so I want a female as well. Stone Cold, the Beatles. Matt Groening, and I'm gonna go with. This is way harder than people think, by the way. If you're at home and you're like, fuck, you're useless, you do it. The Mount Rushmore.
We take hours to do like a genre or something. This
I know,
is just
right?
like anything.
And...
Stone Cold, the Beatles, Matt Groening.
No, I changed my mind on that one. Kate Winslet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that way I've got a musician,
Yeah.
an athlete.
That's the line I was taking.
I've got an actor. Who else did I have? Stone Cold, the Beatles.
Beatles, Matt Groening.
Oh yeah, and yeah. I was gonna go Dan Harmon, who made Rick and Morty, but no, I think I'll go Matt Groening.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? What's your Mount Rushmore? Mount Rushmores? It's really hard because it's like
You don't usually flip it on me, so I actually didn't have anything. Oh, man, that's hard. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, I've got a real good one for you after this.
Well, it would be. I'm trying to think either Mufasa or Simba. Which one should I?
Oh, totally Mufasa. Simba was a bitch.
Run away and never
Yeah, exactly
return.
right.
And he ate bugs and shit. How
Yeah.
dare he?
Because Mufasa was like, Simba,
Simba.
I am your father.
Yeah, Mufasa. Okay, so Mufasa's one. Damn, this is hard as a motherfucker. Like,
Why Mufasa, by the way?
because my favorite animated movie of all time is Lion King,
Oh, fair
and
cool.
I can dad to Mufasa, and I always refer to how Mufasa died when I talk about dad dying. So
Fair
that's a
cool.
big and meaningful, you know.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And on the other end, I want Salma Hayek.
It's far away from Mufasa. It's
Nah, because the long hair, I think might be
yeah.
nice. I'm going for aesthetic looking, you know. And in the middle, Eddie
don't-
Guerrero.
Okay. Good.
Oh man, the 4. So that's the second to the left.
Yeah.
So Mufasa, Eddie Guerrero, blank, Salma Hayek. So,
Yeah.
So who's blank?
What about a rapper?
Yeah, like it had to be something music related. But if it's going to be music related, then it's a 2-horse race between Nate Dogg and Biggie.
Wow, only you can choose.
Nate Dogg.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. That's your Mount Rushmore of Mount Rushmore.
Fusser.
What about your Mount Rushmore of shoes?
Oh, fuck you. Nah.
Have a think about that during the week, and we'll do that next episode.
It's probably the 4 I literally only wear, like, lately. It's just Nikes or Jordans.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
I mean, I only wear Vans.
Yeah.
So mine would be like black and white checkered Vans, black Vans, red and white checkered Vans.
Hey, when you start writing random material, so I've been, just quickly before we go, like, just to keep me entertained and stuff, instead of like long form like storytelling.
Yeah.
I've been just to keep the
Juices flowing.
Yeah, just writing random. It could be like, what's the most offensive thing I can think of? What's just random shit that's never going to leave my phone, and like short form jokes, which I don't really do. Trying to think of puns.
Yeah.
You know, like I used to hate on puns. To be honest, I used to hate on puns, and the reason why is I found like people would be like, "Hey, I get it. I get that pun," like, and would laugh. But then it was not until like you see people like Nathan Bond who really put their like heart and soul into it.
Yeah, and write amazing.
And there's some of them are like hilarious. Like, so I was like, you know, I've tried to throw a few out there lately, and some stick, some don't, and that's what I find really interesting.
Yeah.
So like I've been down that rabbit hole. Now, when you write material, bro, have you ever like sort of written stuff where when maybe you've sort of shared it with someone, or you read it back, like say the next day, and you're like, oh no way, there's no way I could say that, like that's too far, or like I mean,
I sort of wonder if it's not far enough. Like, I think, oh, that's pretty harsh. I'm like, is it though?
oh, is that your route?
Yeah.
Well, I've written stuff lately where I'm like, that was maybe one of the few like sleepless nights, and I've written stuff like, in hindsight I'm like, oh, like, nah. I feel like some of it I can get away with.
Hold on, let me open mine. I was just looking at it before.
Or have you got shit that
I've got
not safe for stage?
they're just new premises.
Ah.
So one is about how you know, in 1996 the worst thing in the world was Marilyn Manson, and now because he was androgynous, he dared to be androgynous.
1996.
It's like, how fucking tame does he sound now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he seems so innocent compared to what we're dealing with now.
And let's not gloss over the fact that he could suck his own dick. Good for you. We should be like praising this man.
Yeah.
Like, well done.
And then the bit I said before about the ghost hunters, or a German Bigfoot hunter, or a Norwegian leprechaun expert. Yeah, I thought I'd do a roll of 3 with it.
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's all I've written. Like, literally, that's as far as everything has gone. I usually try and work out the rest of the joke on stage, to be completely honest.
Yeah, yeah. Is that something that came with time doing comedy?
Yeah.
Or did...
Yeah. You
certainly
have to trust your brain.
Yeah.
That it's going to say something good. And I'm not saying I fucking knock it out of the park every time. That's 100% not true.
No, but you're leading up to that, like, that home run, because you're trying it out, like kneading the dough, so to speak. So after your 4th or 5th time, you're like...
Yeah. I trust my brain enough to be like, okay, if that's what you think I should say.
Do you ever feel that because, like, Comida Vino, like, you want to, like, sort of refine something, but you're also mindful that the last 3 open mics in a row, it's like, you're saying the same thing? Like, do you feel like the urge to, like, oh, I don't want to be...
Yeah.
Because that was a common complaint I heard, especially early on when I started comedy, people that used to go to...
Yeah.
Oh, I used to go to comedy. Like, well, why'd you stop? Like, a lot of... It's like this, like, same people
thing.
doing the same stuff, like, to the point I knew half of the stuff that people would say, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. But then it started becoming quite a repeated thing. So then I'm always in two minds, like, I want to refine some shit, but I...
Yeah. The other thing is, like, I hate doing the same material over and over and over again. Like, maybe 3 times is the most I'll do a joke now. And then I'm like, I don't want to do that joke ever again.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, like okay, well, I don't know. There's stuff in here I'm like, oh, man. Like, I'm sure there's a version of this that has been said before.
Yeah, but you can say that about every joke. That's the thing.
But
Every song as well.
But a lot of these punchy jokes came from like conversations I've had with like my brother or something, or a cousin, and we're
Just
talking
everyday stuff.
Well, we were talking about like he's like, yeah, nah. I was talking to him on the phone. He's like, yeah, mum, just got this like flash airs lounge suite there because he's one of those big corner ones. I'm just like out of nowhere. I don't know, because we were just talking about his dad, my uncle, who's a dick. And I was like, cuz, he's like, do you know what the difference is between your dad and a large corner couch? He's like, what? I'm like, the large corner couch can support a family of 4, cuz.
Oh, nice.
And we were laughing. And he's like, because he's public enemy number 1. It's not like he was just like, yeah, fucking. We were laughing about it, and then I was like, oh, yeah,
that'd be a good crowd work bit to do.
I guess so. Is that how you bank? So the ones that you sort of deem like, I don't really think I'll ever say this, but they're good like crowd.
You
plants.
never throw a bit away.
I don't say I'll throw it away. I just didn't think I would. There's more. There's a scale there here that it gets more and more dark.
Gotcha.
Like,
yeah.
Because I was just like, let's see how I'm never gonna say this shit. Maybe just reminding myself that I can still think some perverted shit.
But like, there's jokes and shit like that. I've fucking been I tried to get to work for years, and then sometimes later on you're just like, oh fuck, I know. Do you know what I mean? It's no different than that. Like there was one I did recently, and I've had the idea forever, and it just sort of came together suddenly. Like that protesting one I did the other day was one of those where I was like, I've been trying to think of something to do with those protesters forever, and then fucking finally one day it was just like, boom, here it is.
I'm gonna message you something just now.
Yeah.
Just a real short little. I can't be because I can't really see, so it's minimal words. It might be duh, buh, buh, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I just trying to be like new and improved Kels and think before I fucking say shit.
We'll talk about that off here.
Okay. Like.
Yeah.
I thought that
could go somewhere, but I just really want to know where. I'm never going to mention it on there.
But what did the Dylan off air, and what did you think when you read that? Was it like
it's got
no, like was it kind of? I don't care if it's got legs. I just think it was funny.
It could have legs, yeah.
I just thought it was something like quirky and funny, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, don't say that. Well,
I wouldn't go with just that line.
No, there's other shit.
Oh God, thank God.
Yeah, there's other shit. Okay, that's cool. I just want to say that it's been weird not being around as much. Like that support line, the lifeline's kind of gone, and there are a few. Like, they know who they are. I call them the 4 horsemen. You're one of them.
Yeah.
There's 3 others. Sorry for boring you.
No, I'm just sorry. I'm tired from work.
Yeah, like I haven't slept in 3 days, but you poor thing.
Oh yes.
No, I'm really kidding.
Sorry.
I'm really kidding. It's been 2 days. It's only been 2 days. But I just wanted to say, like, I try and make time for those nearest and dearest, but I just really don't have the fucking energy to do shit. And then the times where I try and really make an effort to like hang out with people, sometimes it's like I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Because I have no energy to give. Yeah. So by the time I say get to your crib, I'm just sitting there like, I can't even handle conversation. So like conversations going on with, say, a TV going, I feel real claustrophobic. Yeah. And it really just, it sucks, you know, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just, loneliness is a motherfucker, man. So I've just been reaching out, but thank you to those who putting up with my malnourished. Yeah. Do you know what? Before I go, Kiana was trying to convince me I had a dad bod, and I was just like, "Your dad doesn't have a dad bod," and she's like, "Oh, Dad, you gotta You gotta
Yeah.
let it go. Like, come to terms, Dad. I'm like, no, I'm saying I don't have a. I wish I had a dad bod.
Yeah.
She's like, huh? I have a snowman's bod. Like, just stick arms.
Yeah, yeah.
And just round
Round
of
middle.
sound in down there and.
And a massive carrot between your legs. Hey, you ladies.
Yeah, well, I got to get my 5+ a day, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I carry it around. That's why I have a bum bag or a fanny pack.
Yeah.
But I was glad to see your kids again. Looking forward to going back in if they're still awake.
A couple of them will be.
Good to see Jen again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
totally.
raid your kids' school lunch cupboard, and then
I don't know what's in there at the moment.
I was only kidding, but
Yeah, man, it's always good to have you over.
Yeah. Next, yeah, I got a few. I've been thinking a lot about shit and about future guests. It was actually your message that sparked it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I realized,
Same.
Like, I realized, dumbass, like, because that's the thing. I'm just coming up for air, dude. I'm just sort of when sometimes you're like, hey, if you're bored, like, think of some podcast ideas or stuff, or
totally.
posts and stuff. I'm like, I just don't have. That's starting to come back, I guess, common sense, a lot of it, because I realised, fuck, dude, like, we're not fucking recording, like, a 24-hour podcast or a camera or anything. It's just audio. We can get motherfuckers calling in.
Anytime.
This seems, I nearly said it. It really seems, like, stupid to say, right?
Yeah.
Because it just clicked on me, like, dawned on me. And
Yeah.
I only took a message or two to people where I'm like, like, would you be keen when the time comes? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
You know who I want you to try and get? Jason Gunn.
Dude, why the fuck? That's on my.
I've always wanted to talk to Jason Gunn.
Oh, they remind when you're like, who do you want? If you could name anyone to what's the all-time, like, all-time to interview? Was it like?
Oh, like wish list.
Yeah, wish list for podcast guests, and then I was like, Thingy.
Yeah, totally.
So Jason,
I'd love to get the person who voiced Thingy. I think it'd be cool to meet that person and talk to them. And
realize
I'd
that's
love
how
to
they
get
talk
Jason Gunn.
normally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, oh, hello.
Yeah,
and
hello.
you're like, no, bro, you can just be yourself. Oh, what are you trying to say?
Oh, chocolate fresh.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
If you listen to this, you don't know who Thingy is. You
Just Google it.
It's like
YouTube it.
I've been talking to this person.
Thingy with two
she's
E's,
28,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I really want to watch some Pauly Shore movies. She's like, what's that? What are they? I was like, Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
She's like, I was like, California Man, and she's like, no,
California Man.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was like before you were born.
Exactly. It's that 9/11 yarn I had with the Cuzzy in Auckland.
Yeah, totally.
He had me going for 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
He had me going for 10 minutes. I'm like, what about you, bro? And he's just like, fuck, I couldn't say my bro. Like, fuck, I wasn't even born yet. And I just looked at him like,
Oh, honey.
oh yeah, no, I am that old, bro. Like, but I don't know.
It's the same as like we had, I can't remember who I was talking to. It was about like, do you remember? I was like, oh, I remember where I was when Princess Diana died. I was watching.
Trust me, I remember.
Yeah,
Dad was like filthy at me as I wasn't. Yeah, but also filthy. I wasn't watching the live fucking 7-hour broadcast of it. You know,
we were
like
watching
the parade kind of thing leading it.
Oh no, I'm talking about like the moment she died.
Oh yeah,
And it was announced on TV. It was a weekend, and me and my old man, there was a movie he liked on TV, and it was a movie of Duckman from the comic books. Is his name Duckman? No, Duck. He was in the Avengers and shit, and they brought him. Anyway, there's a movie about this human duck, and the teletext thing came on the bottom of the screen. It was like 3 news, and it was like urgent, emergency.
Oh, when those ribbons come up, those
Yeah,
live.
but they were still typing it as it went. Because at one stage they typed it.
When they interrupt the random show or movie, you're like, oh shit.
And then it said, stay tuned for more.
Oh,
and then
true
it went
news
to
day.
add a minute later, and the news people were like, breaking news. Yeah. Coming in. And, sorry to interrupt your show, and breaking news. Yeah, Princess Diana has been in a car accident and died. And I was like, oh. My dad was like, oh. I thought I had a shot with her. I was like, sure you did, Dad.
Yeah,
sure you did.
Sure you did. Yeah, no. And we lived at that dairy, so like every newspaper
Was Diana.
and then fucking every song you heard, like, goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't think I can listen to that song.
I don't like that song.
Oh, it's Dad
It's just...
through and through. Play
Oh,
it.
yeah?
Yeah. a lot of like, oh, that sounds sad. I was about to say a lot of Elton John reminds me of Dad.
Elton's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, like the flamboyance.
Yeah, the amount of cock he sucked.
Yeah, dude. But no, just those glasses and the piano.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
But yeah.
I like a bit of Elton John.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy you're here
that
too,
you're
man.
here. I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy to see some cool shit on the walls.
Yeah, it's looking good, eh?
I'm happy for my for my people around me.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I'm at least woke enough to realise that flag's upside down.
Yeah, boy.
Because I'm gaffing it lately with like just being ignorant to shit.
Oh, sure.
And then just offending people. But when I don't mean to, I just don't get it. Like,
yeah.
I just like I'm
then
specifically talking about like sports. Sorry, like because I'm a sports head, right? Like, and I'm like in my ignorant brain, all I hear is a person who's been a man most of their life.
Yeah,
is now
a woman.
Yeah, or can identify. I just hear identifies as a woman. I keep hearing that, right?
Yeah.
And now they play in the WNBA and just dunking on women, and that's where my ignorant and naive mind goes. I just don't find, how's that fair? But then it's like, I think Morgan said it to me like last week. He's like, it takes a lot of different people, I think it is, to make up a universe.
Like, 100% that's true.
But then again,
I'm fucking,
and I'm all for that. But where does it? Is there some sort of line like we should all be like, no matter what if you identify as a woman, you should be with the woman and doing sport, like women's sport, right?
Man.
But where do you draw the line? And when I describe it, I just sound just offensively ignorant as fuck, and I don't mean to. I don't get it.
Yeah. The thing is, like, we'll use the NBA as an example. It's actually a really good one, right?
Like the classic, what if LeBron decides?
Yeah, switches, and scores like 800 points a game, sort of thing.
Probably break those records, guys. Get all them rings.
But my thing is like, okay, so how about this? Because look, before we start, I'm very pro people wanting to be themselves. So if you want to be transgender, like fucking, I'll be number one to applaud you, right?
I think we all are, but I feel like I'm speaking from the outside in. There's certain things I can't say. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't get it. I don't know. Teach me. I don't know.
But be the sexuality you want, identify as what you want, and fucking, I'll be the first one to pat you on the back and be like, I'm glad you found your happiness. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
100%. But
these people, I say that in a bad way. Like, I know people who've gone through it and they've been miserable their whole lives until they've realised, and then suddenly they're fucking like, I'm not suicidal anymore because I'm happy.
Right.
So 100% for that. Okay, but my opinion in terms of sports, so I just want to get that out of the way. In terms of sports, my idea is this: if you're let's say you're Richie McCaw, right? So I'm just reversing your scenario and using rugby. Say you're Richie McCaw, right, in the height of his prime, and he's like, you know what? I want to identify as a woman and play for the Silver Ferns in rugby, or whatever they're called.
You're
right.
Close, but
well, yeah, the Black Ferns. Yeah. It'll be the same thing. He's like, I scored 19 tries this game. I don't think that's fair. But why can't he transition and still play for the All Blacks? Is my question.
I don't know.
You just be like, you just acknowledge, his preferred pronouns and continue on with the game. So if LeBron was like, I want to be Labrina, right?
That reminds me of Santina Morella.
I know, right? If LeBron was like, I want to be Labrina, and I want everyone to call me Labrina, and I identify as she, her, it's like, hey, that's real cool, but you don't need to play in the WNBA. You can just keep playing in the NBA. We will make an exception that you are the only female on the team. And that way you're breaking barriers in another way, and you're introducing a crowd who would otherwise not watch
that's
transgender people.
That's a cool story, but what if? But it's up to that person, right? So
yeah, totally.
Like if say Labrina decides, no, I'm a woman, so I'm going to play in the WNBA now with my peoples. Like, is there? I get what I go back to what Morgan said. Like, I get what, if you identify as a woman, then you should definitely like compete with the woman, because that's who you are. That's what encompasses you, who you are, right? But then there's that. Is there a line that you can say, well, hold on, like like, so I'm guilty of this. I was like, that all that shit that was being said about the women's boxing.
Oh yeah.
Well, because I was like in and out of my slumber, so I just saw the headlines.
Yeah.
And photos, like, I don't really do much of that shit.
Yeah.
And I going by the headlines, I'm like, oh fuck, like, because there's been so many stories of them of transgender, like transitioning into, like, say, women's sports, like the weightlifting, for example.
Yeah.
So I just saw the headlines. I'm like, fuck. That got me thinking, like, well, that's, a contact sport. It turns out, because Morgan and Siobhan both said, like, they told me, like, no, like she hasn't done anything wrong. Like,
no, yeah, she was born a woman.
Yeah, which is insane to me. I'm like, really? That was the whole. I was like, fuck, I should have read one of the articles. Like, but my point is like, let's say it was like someone who used to be a dude.
Yeah.
And now a woman.
Yeah.
Like, so for 25 years, a male.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, female. But because you identify through and through as a woman now, does that mean you're allowed to, with your genetics?
It's hard, but
like, every time I'm trying to explain myself, I sound really
it's really hard not to sound like
disrespectful and
ignorant.
A. Yeah, I do.
It's like no, we're actually 100% for people transitioning. It's a rock and a hard place, to be honest, because there's no right. I don't think there's actually a right answer.
Because the other thing that sort of stuck with me, I can't remember what race it was. I want to say the 400, maybe no. I want to say the 800 meters, maybe the 1500 meters. Yeah. And like the first three, I think it was the first three athletes were transgender. Yeah. And fourth, fifth, and sixth. So then after, like, and they got sort of overtaken the last two laps. Yeah. And then just got smashed, like beaten by a long way. And then the fourth, fifth, and sixth place getters, those three women just sort of, because all three of them were crying. Yeah. And they sort of hugged, and it just, again, it made me think, like, so where's, I don't get, like, I don't get it. But I guess if you look at this, I'm 100% obviously, again, talking about sports and sports only.
Oh yeah, totally. We're not talking about anything else, just sport.
That's all.
Physical contact as well, sports. I don't think, like, if you want to transition and play darts, fucking by all means.
Again, so now we've got to figure out new lines.
That's a skill game.
But we've got to figure out borders now. Like, so darts is okay.
Pool.
Skiing is okay.
Yeah.
But boxing's not. So where's the line? Now we've got, it's a whole new world now. So where's the line?
Can I play, not devil's advocate, can I flip the situation? Say you're a black fern, right? And you're a good, like, our black ferns are literally the best in the world. They just won at the Olympics. 1 gold. Right?
Or a best rugby team in the world. Black fern, silver fern.
What did I say?
You see black fern, so I'm a black fern.
Yeah. Best players in the world. Best team in the world. Hands down. I don't think anyone could argue that, right? But let's say their top player is like, I'm going to become a man in transition. Are they then good enough to play in the All Blacks? And I don't mean skill-wise. I mean, like, if they're a lock, for the women's rugby team, they're probably not the size of Tony Woodcock. Do you know what I mean? For just as an example. And so, yes, all the skill in the world, but as soon as you get on the field, that scrum is going to collapse. Because, yes, you've got the technique, but you haven't got the size. So is that fair?
It's like
so it works both ways.
Like Serena Williams said that too. She goes, I could play like an unranked amateur, like male. Yeah. And he'll beat me 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, like because he's a man. Or
what do you know? I don't know. I think
Serena. It's literally like Serena was saying that. Serena Williams was saying, just like male versus female, because they asked, like, would you play in amongst men, and she's like, no. Yeah. They'll destroy me.
Yeah.
But I just kind of, I don't know if agree either. 'Cause she's a fucking machine, dude.
Serena. Yeah, I don't agree with her statement just because it's like, no, they would still lose.
Or like in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where it's waitress versus Dennis in that punching bag.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my...
Maybe it should come down to this, like,
I don't know.
whether if it's a team sport, you know, whatever. If you're good enough to make the team, is what it should come down to. So let's say, again, with the rugby, and Blackfern wants to transition to become a man. She wants to play for the All Blacks. It's like, okay, try out. Like, you got to do a season in the Super Rugby. And if you're good enough for that team, and we think you're good enough, the selectors will select you. But they're not going to select you just because you transitioned. You have to be up to par.
Is this
And it'll work the same as the NBA.
cunty thing to say? Like, in certain sports, men's, women's in a third category, like transgender.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's fair. I think that's actually excluding people and being like, no, you go over there and play that. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're in like it's instead of just men's and women's. Down there's three prongs to the.
Or maybe you do men's, women's.
I don't know.
And then it doesn't matter, like any gender. So it's a combined team of different people.
I don't know. The Illuminati would think of something.
I mean, you look at that game that was on a few years ago, and it was the men's netball team versus the Silver Ferns. And the Silver Ferns just got destroyed. You know, and at the time, they were ranked number 1 in the world. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, and it was just because, and it wasn't because the Silver Ferns weren't skillful or played a bad game. It's like those dudes were all like 7 inches taller and just threw the ball over their head. So it wasn't really fair or an entertaining game. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it'll come down to, is if the game isn't good, people just won't watch and then it'll collapse anyway. You got to have the skill. That's what I mean. If you have the skill and you're good enough to make the team, then you make the team. And if let's say LeBron did transition, of course he's going to make the team. He's going to make the team in any, doesn't matter which categories, WNBA or NBA. Of course he's going to make the team. He's LeBron James. He's probably the greatest in the world, you know, not always.
What's the tallest male you've ever met? In person?
Oh, one of the guys from work. He's very, very tall. In fact, we were just talking about him.
Do you know, like...
Lovely guy.
Roughly how tall?
He's either 6'9" or 6'10".
Shit.
Yeah, he's very, very tall.
I look up at my brother who's
Sweetheart
6'5", and I'm looking up at him. I can 6'10". Like at nationals for basketball, there was a dude from Waikato, from Hamilton. Like he was 6'11" from Hamilton Boys. 6'11". And at high school.
Yeah.
So like, you ever met
That's huge.
What's the tallest woman I've ever met? I've met Irene Van Dyke. It's probably the tallest person. How tall was she? She was tall.
She was tall. Gosh, she was a good player.
Oh, I remember standing next to Ian Jones when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, that's just too tall. This is too tall.
One of the biggest dudes I ever met, not necessarily the tallest, but like you could tell he was a Argentinian rugby player, Augustus Creevy, and he is a mountain of a man.
Bro,
he's a big. Oh, I'll tell you the biggest guy I've ever met. It's probably fucking Rick Steiner.
You met Rick Steiner?
Yeah.
You've never ever mentioned that.
I have 100% told you this.
Okay, my bad.
I met Rick Steiner when the AWA came.
I don't remember this at all.
And it was Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart came, Sting. Oh, was it Sting? Yeah, Jeff Jarrett and Sting, I think, was the main event. Bret Hart came and sat on a box in the middle of the ring and just talked about like having a stroke and shit. And Goldberg.
Rick Steiner.
Yeah, Rick Steiner's a big guy.
Did you watch that Steiner Brothers doco?
No, not yet. I got to watch it.
That's a goodie.
I'll definitely watch it.
How tall was that Rick Steiner?
I don't know. It wasn't just so much he was tall. Just everything on him was big. Massive hands, massive shoulders.
Imagine meeting
massive
Scott
head.
Steiner. Hey, fuck, that cunt was just
clearly
like natural.
I'm trying to think who else is.
I definitely know like the biggest in terms of just all round biggest person I've met.
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah,
Bobby Lashley is enormous.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
And I thought Batista's right up there as well because this was like gassed up to the gills. Batista, like Jesus, like
he was big.
Yeah, banging Melina.
Yeah.
like Batista.
I mean, RVD, he was pretty big. And that was during his prime WWE run.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, when I had lunch with Randy Orton, he's what, 6'6", I think.
Yeah.
And again, no wellness policy was really.
Yeah.
And he was a big boy.
Yeah. Do you think Randy's going to end up in fucking like I reckon he's got to be
the perfect body that he's maintained forever.
Well, I was going to say he's got to be sort of getting to that point where people need to start having conversations around like, okay, yeah, we've always said Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels are the two best, but fucking Randy Orton's not far. And then Eddie and Chris Benoit and all that.
Randy has to be in the conversation.
He's got to start being in the conversation because the dude is just still so good.
I love that fucking quick release power slam that he does. Running power slam. It's like inches off the ground.
Yeah. And he does that clap,
Yeah.
right beforehand to get his timing just perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just so beautiful. I reckon
that,
Randy's going to start being that conversation.
He looks like a human Ken doll.
Yeah.
He's just made out of insane. Yeah, he's right up there, eh?
Because people have said for ages, like, they're like, oh, Edge is going to be the next one in that conversation. But I'm like, no, man, Randy's got to be in it. He's just consistently good. Like, there's a reason why he's held so many titles, because the company's been like, shit, we need to pump up some business. Give Randy the title for a while. You know?
Speaking of wrestling, we got to see our mate Tyron.
Oh, bless. Yeah.
And he looked great running the ropes, man.
Yeah.
He looked great. And he's got another one coming up shortly.
Yeah.
I just like seeing, one of the bros doing what they love.
What makes them happy.
Yeah. They come full circle. That's why I'm just real torn about this comedy thing. It makes me happy as hell being around people that I love, seeing people do their thing, creative outlet, all the above. Yeah. But it's coming at a fucking price.
Yeah.
With the pain. But we'll see. I just miss drinking so much.
Maybe you should just go to more comedy gigs. Doesn't mean you have to get up.
Yeah, I would be amongst it, but I want to I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. And I like it. I like it hard. I like
Fair
it.
enough.
Like it hard.
You should not be afraid to sit on the stool, though.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out as I go.
I think that's what you should try doing. See if it helps.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But,
oh, well, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just want to say next time I come through, some Aero chocolate.
I'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
I think they were on special, so.
Yeah?
I think so. That's the only reason we got them.
What's the company now? I just forget the name. I can't be fucking on my phone. They deliver just grocery goods now.
Milk Run.
Yeah, Milk Run. Mate, just
you may have to milk
literally anything you want.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Good times.
I just
what an age we live in.
Dude, fucking not even that long ago. I'm talking about the late 2010s.
Yeah.
I mean 9, 8. KFC wasn't delivery.
No.
Now anything.
Everything's delivered.
It's fucking great for an invalid like me. And I got some shit from the Blind Foundation today. That's for another day, another yarn. But
okay, cool.
Jumping through hoops.
Yeah.
Getting there slowly. And
nice.
That's one of my glimmers that is keeping me going.
Yeah.
That plus I haven't slept with Selma Hayek yet. So
there's still time.
Yeah, there's still time for AI to make a human replica. Because I don't have that much time. I don't know why I'm standing up. I feel like I'm about to drop the microphone. But thanks for having me,
Sweet
my man.
Anytime.
Much love to you, brother.
All right.
And for everyone listening, I love you too.
Don't jump everyone.
Don't have a cone.